Hello, Flosstube. I meant to film last weekend, but that just did not happen. Things have been busy. Jim and I went away to Orange Beach, Alabama for my niece's wedding. I'll pop a couple of photos of that right here. She was a beautiful bride. She went to this wedding shop in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where they basically said, you can pick any of our dresses or you can combine elements of any of our dresses because we make them all like we make them all. So she basically designed her own dress. She picked one that she liked and she added sleeves and she changed the underlay colors and the train length. She was a beautiful bride. But I'm also a little partial, a little biased because she is my niece, but stunning. Just the best time. It was great to see her so happy. Then we came back and dropped off my mom because she rode with us there and back. And then Jim and I took off for 3 nights up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And it was just spectacular. We rented a cabin, and while it was out in the middle of nowhere, like we were 30 minutes, I can hear the cat's water fountain. I'm easily distracted by like other like sensory things going on. So we were like 30 minutes from downtown Blue Ridge, and we were in a little like cabin community, but that means like when you look through the woods, you can see another cabin through the woods, but nobody's like right up on you. Like we had great privacy. We had a hot tub outside that like we felt really comfortable in. There was a fire pit that we actually didn't use, and like a swing on a screened-in porch. Oh, it was exactly what I needed. And I came back really refreshed to a super stressful time at work. I came back to a brand new employee that we had hired who actually started while I was gone. And I came back to, we have a fundraiser today. I have to go, I signed up for cleanup. So I get to go kind of tell guests goodbye and help clean up at the end of it. So I don't go to work today until like 9:30 at night. I'm still a little bit of a sniffle and a cough every now and then. So that's still so much better, but hanging on. I got sick end of August. It's still hanging on. Yeah, and we've got to learn a whole new grant system next week. One of our grants, like, is completely overhauling their online system. So yay, that'll be fun. So we have like almost 100 cases we have to enter back in a couple of days. I wish I could take volunteers from you guys to come and help me do that, but you know, confidentiality and whatnot, me and my team will just have to really crack down and get it done. I have a lot to talk about. One of the first things that I want to talk about are my glasses. I got these glasses free. I've shown glasses from this company before where they've sent me glasses, and I really, really like them. These are my prescription. They are blue blocking. And I've never had glasses as large as these frames before. And I honestly thought I would like the other pair that they sent me that I picked out more. But these are my favorites. I just really like them. These are called Priums. I'll put the link for them and my code down below in the description box. And the company's name is Zinff, Zinff. So you can go to zinff.com, and I believe you get 30% off with my affiliate code. And yeah, get you some glasses. I've worn them before. Unfortunately, and this was my fault, not the quality of the glasses, the ones that I really, really loved before were called Fatale, and I broke those. That was my fault that they broke, not quality of Zinff glasses. But they were a very delicate frame, and I basically accidentally threw them on a hard floor from very high up. So, they didn't survive that. I also have a pair of cat eye glasses from them that I wear occasionally that you've seen in another video. And I'll show you the other pair I got from them. These frames are called Moose. Moose like you put in your hair, not moose like the animal. And now you're all blurry, so let's get these on. How cute are these too? Like, these are super cute. Me like all primping in front of the camera. Like, they're definitely really subtle, and that's what I liked about them. They fit pretty well. They feel like not as tight as the other ones, but these are a little bit more spring-loaded, where they have the metal and everything, and these are complete acetate. How cute are these? Super cute. So I might actually wear these frames the rest of the video. But yeah, go to zinff.com, check it out. Get you a pair of their glasses with my discount code, Emily C. I'll put that down below too, so that you've got that. But another thing that I really like usually you get glasses in like the plastic glasses cases. And honestly, I've bought some from Zinff for years. And the case is just because I like to have a variety. I like lots of different glasses that I can trade in and out. And the cases, because they're this weird shape, like pile up and fall in my closet where I have them all stored. So these come in these boxes. And they come with, you know, the cleaning cloth and all of the information and stuff. And they're just really, really cool. Super awesome. Put this away. Check out Zinff. Let's show some cross-stitch progress. It's dark October, so there's just a lot of dark pieces flying around on Instagram. Check out the hashtag Dark October Stitching. You won't be disappointed if dark stitching is your jam. The first thing that I worked on for Dark October is Reverend Gordon Squash Bottom, and this is a Not Forgotten Farm piece. Love Not Forgotten Farm. The designer, it's coming to me, Lori Brecklin. Yes, Lori Brecklin. Just seems like a fantastic lady. She commented on this post of mine recently, and you know, we chatted a bit, and one of the things that I had said was, and it's not how she meant these to be. In fact, she says in here like that she was designing the idea of snowflakes on this piece, and it's just an unfortunate coincidence that she didn't like think about was that the snowflakes kind of look like swastikas. So she totally, that was not her intentions. She had no ill like meaning behind that whatsoever. But I'm going, a lot of people stitch them because well before, like, you know, Nazi Germany, the swastika had a completely different meaning, and it was a sign of hope and good luck. And unfortunately, in a post-Nazi Germany world, that's just not what we see or what we think of when we see it now. So it's really tarnished that symbol worldwide. So I won't be stitching them on mine. I'm probably just going to do like some kind of basic X as opposed to having the curve on the end. But Reverend Gordon Squash Bottom. And I am using the Called For DMC on a piece of This is Weeks Dye Works gray linen in 36 count. I actually got a replacement piece because I do love this linen so much. I think this might be an older piece of Weeks. I don't stitch on Weeks that often because it's just in the recent years that they've switched to Zweigart bases, and I really prefer a Zweigart base. Before they didn't, and it's just, it felt too loose of a weave to me. But now that they've switched to Zweigart base, it's a really tight weave with their dyeing process. So I was stitching on this piece of 36 count with 2 strands, and my stitches feel so tiny and petite on this linen that it almost feels like I'm trying to stitch with 2 strands on a 40 count. It looks beautiful though, but it's a little challenging. Like my new mug. You can thank Quirks and Stitches in particular for me getting this mug. So there's that. Super happy with how it's turning out. I think I'm going to really like it on this fabric. The house doesn't just pop on this fabric, but I like the idea that it'll kind of sit in the background more and let the Reverend be more of the what pops, as opposed to how it kind of looks here. Exciting. So there's that. The next piece that I worked on sorry for the sniffles, guys, it just is what it is. The next piece that I worked on is I started Stacy Nash Primitives Moon Moth Pink Heat. When I started, a bunch of people was like, oh, I totally forgot about that piece because this one came out in 2017. It's really cool. And what you can't see, because she finished it as a pink heat, she finished it really tight around the stitching, is there is a stitched border that goes all the way around of black. And I haven't really started on that yet, so you can't really tell. I had a leftover, this is still in the Q-snap from where I was working on it on vacation. I had a leftover piece of what I dyed myself, 36 count, where I stitched Halloween at Hollyberry Farm, and I thought it looked so close to what this was stitched on, and I liked it. This calls for a 36 count Dixie sampler linen in Gretchen's Gray, but I already had this, and I don't have this, so. This just white stitching was actually really relaxing for vacation, so this is what I worked on vacation. And these are the other colors that will come to play in this. I switched out the Carriage Black for just black DMC because, you know, gassed the dye lots change. My Carriage Black was really light and it was more the color of this fabric, so that wasn't going to work. Just wasn't going to do it. What I have been working on this past week was kind of an add-on start. I will admit, not normally my taste, but this one came out just recently and I just thought it was so cute. This is Halloween Tiny Town by Heart and Hand Needlework. I'll turn it this way so you can see it. Hollis Hands Create sold it as a kit where you could get, well, you had to buy this and then there was a kitted up set of the threads. And I won't show you the threads because I'm so close to being done on this one. All I have left is to finish this house and then this section. I had an old scrap of, I think I've decided what this is. I think it's a piece of Hand Dyed by Stephanie chocolate milk. Don't you hate it when you curl your hair and like you separate out all the ringlets and then they just want to naturally go back together. So they're just doing their thing. So Hand Dyed by Stephanie Chocolate Milk. Let's get that where you can see it. How cute is this? I'm trying to decide if I want to find a little tiny frame, which I actually have one sitting in my cart on Amazon that would be about 4 by, I forget. It was going to be perfect though. So I have that frame sitting in there that I could try to frame it in, or I could tell myself that I'm going to sew it into a little long and skinny pillow that will never get sewn. So you guys vote below in the comments. Frame or eventually, because I'm also really bad about framing, or tell myself it's going to be a pillow that I never make. I have several pieces that I need to turn into little pillows that I just never have, that are sitting in a box upstairs. One being P-Roy, the slug, still not a pillow, and several other little pieces. Yeah, it is what it is. I enjoy the process of stitching way more than I enjoy finishing. If you really want one of these mugs, the company is, or the artist is Vilks, V-I-L-K-S, Stoneware. They have not an Etsy, they have a Instagram, because you can't just buy one all the time. Basically, she creates a lot of handmade pieces, and then like she'll tell you when she's going to put them up all at once in her shop, and you just have to kind of go and get one and hope that you get one. It's kind of like when some of our people release project bags and stuff and you're like sitting there waiting. Yeah. This is what I'm going to start today. So once I'm done filming, I am going to start this piece. It's in this cute little tiny bag that was made for me. Isn't it cute? This is Spell of the Moon by Blackbird Designs. You've seen many, many people finish it. I'm going to do it with the called for threads. I've had a thread in there that I saw somebody else stitch with the moon with called Weeks Dye Works Amber. But the fabric that I chose, I think I'm going to go with the called for, because I am going to use a piece of Picture This Plus gingerbread. It just feels like fall and Halloween. And then this is going to show up on there much better. And who knows, I may dig around and find something that pops even more off of this fabric before I get started today. I'm excited. This is going to be a fun little stitch. Maybe I'll finish something this year. I still haven't had a single finish this year because you guys know, and if you're new, I turned 40 in March. So this is my year of 40 starts. And I'm counting Halloween Tiny Town as my one to grow on because I felt like I needed that. But I haven't finished a single project this year. And that's okay because I'm really enjoying myself. I do want to show you guys my last dark October plan, because if you have this one and you would like to join in, I would really like for you to. I'm going to start this one on the very, very appropriate date of Halloween Eve. So October 30th. I am starting Halloween Eve by Blackbird Designs. I love this piece. I think that the patchwork pumpkin and just everything about it is absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, like I really want to get into all these beautiful colors, but I don't see me getting any further than the alphabet this time. but that will just make me more excited to pick it up next time. I am doing it on one of my absolute favorite neutrals, and that's Picture This Plus Bramble. Look at that really subtle modeling. It has a lot of threads. To look like half of it to be black, it has a lot of threads. So it took me a while to kit this one up because I kitted it up during like the great floss shortage. Oh, it's got so many beautiful colors. Absolutely gorgeous. This is my start, one of the ones that I was most excited about this year. So if you want to join me and you have this one either already started or to start in your pile, jump in with me on October 30th. It's going to be fun. I just, you know, it's the little things that excite us. So that is everything that I worked on. Now let's talk about some haul. Like I told you guys, I replaced my piece of Weeks Dye Works gray linen. So I bought a big piece of it from Kitten Stitcher. She had some in stock. Just sticking it back in my stash. I think it was Brenda and Laura, or Laura, that was talking about this recently. She said, you know, you're stitching on a piece of linen and you just are thinking about how much you love the color or you love how it feels to stitch on it. So you immediately go online and buy more of it. I may have shown this in my last video, and if I did, forgive me, but I just love it so much. It's probably going to get started next year. This is Mojo Stitch's Among the Roses. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did show this last time, but I'm showing it again. Maybe I left it out because I wanted to start trying to kit it up, because it calls for a lot of overdyed threads. And maybe I have some of them, maybe I don't. Yeah. So there's that. I also grabbed this. This was one of the reasons that I ordered from Kitten Stitcher. She did this special release. This is Margaret Doyle. The little girl looks weird. I mean, let's just all admit it. She looks really weird. Her face is really simplistic, but it's because she's so small. But I love the flower border. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for those crazy, no pattern to them, red and blue flowers. I, of course, bought the kit with just DMC, because that's my jam. And you can't really see it because it fell underneath the other stuff, but I bought a piece of 36 count Fox and Rabbit Eureka, which is what it's called for. You can see against that white, it's kind of like a pale yellow. So I grabbed that. As long as I was in her shop, I also grabbed something else that she carries that I've really been wanting. And I think it's Sim Swank who has started this one. And I'm really drawn to it. It's a really big sampler. I didn't realize until I bought it really how big this sampler is. This was a 2022 release by the Wishing Thorn. This is the Mary Bar sampler 1828. When it came, it's hefty. Like, this is a big, thick chart. It is 283 by 239 stitches. Yeah, she ain't small. I mean, she's not the biggest thing, but she ain't small. So I want to pull all the threads. It's charted for DMC, and choose some thread or some fabric for her. and maybe look at that for next year. I don't know. We'll see. But I have her. So that's on my haul. I had someone send me some free thread keeps. And she said, keep them, give them away, do what you will with them. But I definitely wanted to show them on my video, and I'm going to give away 2 out of the 3. So a very special person will receive these 2 from Sophia Violet Designs. And Casey Saunders runs this business, and she was just really, really sweet and reached out to me. You can see this one is a cat on a pumpkin, and this one is a witch on a jack-o'-lantern. The one that I'm going to keep, sorry guys, but go to her shop. I'm sure she has lots of other things. They're non-Halloween related, but I told her I kind of wanted Halloween stuff. I'm sure she'll put more of this one in there. I love it. It's these ghosts and jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah, this is going on one of my Halloween pieces. Love it. So, I'll do a giveaway. And just don't say giveaway or anything like that. Be within the U.S. I'm sorry. Mail is difficult right now. Just put something about Violet. Something about Violet in your comment. That's what I'll search for. And you will win these 2. But wait, I will also send you my used copy of Not Forgotten Farm, Witch's Garden Sampler. And you're like, Emily, I can't see that picture. What does that look like? I took my framed one off the wall so you can see Witch's Garden Sampler. I love this. This is in my hallway on the other side of this wall. Well, actually, on the other side of this wall is a half bath. But on the other side of that, in the hallway is where this hangs. So hard to not get a glare. There we go. So I just pulled colors. This actually is charted for DMC. I pulled overdyed colors that I really liked. And if you win this and you want my colors, I'll make a copy of this really, really crude list that I made and send it to you. But it's just Weeks Dye Works and Cast. So, you'll win my used copy of that chart. And these 2, just put the word Violet in a comment and I'll draw before my next video. Other things that I have to show. We're going to take a quick coffee break. I thought it would be fun to show some old Halloween finishes. You've already seen one. And then I have 2 new framed pieces. And then I want to go through and show some Halloween designs. And then, of course, I have plants. So, we'll start with this one. Unfortunately, this one you can't, it's out of print. This is The Good Huswife. And this is Book of Spells. This sits every Halloween on my entryway. It's daytime, so my windows, my blinds are open for plants. Here we go. So this sits on my entryway table and like kind of greets people on the table as they come in. I love it so much. I stitched this on a piece of 32 count Wexford linen, which has a really rough feel to it, and the called for threads. I just love it. So if you're interested in this, you can still find it every now and then, or just beg one of your friends. I don't have mine anymore. I passed it on. Beg one of your friends that you have seen stitch it if they'll loan you the chart. But one of your friends, not random people. This is a Teresa Kogut piece, and now that I've pulled her out, I'm forgetting her name, but you can find her searching Teresa Kogut. I stitched her last year. She stays out all year long because I just love her. She's so quirky and cute. Really, really fun Halloween piece. She's just like... This is a First Cock's Crow. This is a Blackbird design piece that also stays out year round because that's just my vibe. Love this one. Did it in the called for colors. I think I did this on an XQ Designs fabric, but I can't remember which one. And I keep saying eventually I'm going to put those labels on the backs of all my framed pieces that tells me these things. And I'm just lazy and I never do it. So if somebody wants to volunteer to come to my house and do that, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This one was a really, really fun stitch. It even has some Lazy Daisy stitches in this plant up here, which I think was the first time I'd ever done those. It was fun. Now on to my new finished pieces that I picked up. And it took a while to get these. I think I talked about it in my last video. One of them, the next one I'm going to show, or the one after this one, there was a piece of lint under the glass that they didn't catch. And this one they measured wrong, so they ordered the wrong size frame. So they had to reorder. This is Girls in Blue Dresses by Mary Wynn Farms. To me, this is a Halloween piece because they remind me of the girls from The Shining. I love this piece. I think they did a really good job framing it, even if it took them a couple of tries. Love it. The only thing I changed about this piece is I changed the blue to, I think it is, I want to say Classic Colorworks Stormy Night. It's just a more gray blue than what was called for. And I stitched this on a piece of Picture This Plus Vellum, which is a nice, it's a nice neutral. And then at the top of the piece, you can see where there's some decent modeling on it that I think turned out really nice. Now, for the piece de resistance, the one that I was most excited to get back, that I made them redo, Gold Tide Welcome. Okay, let's try over here. It's so hard. Okay, here we go. I did this in some of the called for threads. I darkened and changed some of the pumpkin colors, and I think the sun is a darker color than was called for. Let's see. I did this on a piece of Under the Sea Fabrics Properly Primitive, which is a really nice fabric. And I loved it. I really enjoyed this. So it'd be hard to do on Ada because the words here are over one unless you left those off or recharted it somehow. Turned out really nice. I like this frame. I like this big chunky frame for this. Get up closer so you can see that. I'm just gonna look at all of it up close. Sorry for the glare. I mean, that's the thing about ring lights. They're kind of a necessity so that you have good lighting for your videos, but then when you're trying to show framed pieces or you wear glasses, you're just like the whole time. So there's that. Let's look at some fun Halloween charts. These are ones that I haven't stitched that I want to stitch one day. And I have my smaller ones in this box that my sister-in-law gave me for Christmas one year. because she knows me. She was like, I thought that would look really cool, like on one of your shelves or something. And I filled it full of my smaller charts. So let's look. This one is on my list for one day. This is Willow Hill Sampling's Autumn Alphabet. There was a period of time where everyone was stitching this, and I bought it then because, you know, FOMO, and I didn't start it, and then now it's just sitting in my stash. These I saw, I think, on Etsy, and I just kind of fell in love with them and bought them, and I will stitch them one day and probably make little pillows out of them. The first one, these are by the Woolly U, and this one is, doesn't have a name. That's weird. Maybe October 31st. I mean, if you put that kind of border, that like penny border on anything, I mean, I'll just give you my money. I love it. I think it's so pretty. So this cat, gonna stitch that one day. And then same company, this is Jolly Jack. Jack's a little creepy, and I dig that about him. I mean, look at that. Those teeth. Like, Jack might like rip into your neck like a vampire. Let's open up the box. This one is at the top of my list and the top of my stack. I have a lot of, like, you'll see a lot of the same designers in here because I just really like their Halloween themed things. This is Not Forgotten Farm Halloween Queen. I love this one. It may get started on a Dark 13 next year or next Dark October. We'll see. I mean, this year all I did was start things. I'm already talking about starting things for next year. I really want to focus on, you know, I'm not about finishing. That's really not why I do this, but I do like to get framed pieces up on my wall. So next year I would like to finish multiple things. This is Not Forgotten Farm Basket of Jacks. This is Country Spirits Collection Broom Riders. I think they're, let's see, I think they're supposed to be cats, but to me they look like rats. I don't know. You cannot see this one. It's one of the, you know, Not Forgotten Farm, love Lori Brecklin, but you cannot tell anything about her prints sometimes because I think she prints them on a home printer with not the best color ink. This one is My Pretty. One day I'm going to stitch her, and she has these enormous hands, and she looks all deformed and weird. So, My Pretty by Not Forgotten Farms. Little freaky lady. This is Abby Rose Designs Spooky Halloween. It's a cute one. This is a classic. This is the Scarlet House Fall Frolic. I mean, it's one of those where I can't believe I haven't started it. Look at that. So cute. Oh, this is a good one. Brenda Gervais, October 31st. There's a lot of stitching in that. One day. Hopefully I'll live like that 364 years that I'll need to stitch all of this. This is Teresa Kogut, Two Prim Cats. This is really simple, and sometimes there's just beauty and simplicity. Make a cute little pillow. This one I found at Needleworker's Delight once, and I love it. And now that I'm so into plants, and hold please. Hold please. Yeah, I've got to stitch this. Now I have to. Twins. So this is my Thanksgiving cactus, which it bloomed when I first got it, and as we're getting closer to Thanksgiving, maybe it'll get happy and bloom again. We'll see. I don't know. I've never had one before. This is Lisa Overdoing Designs Golden Psyche. Oh, I mean, how cool is that? I probably wouldn't do it. I know I wouldn't do it on black fabric. It's a 2003 design. It looks like she's a designer from Canada. So that needs to happen. Put this right here. I love how it looks like he has hair. It's the little things. Okay, another Not Forgotten Farm. This one is Weep Not. Another one that I really need to get stitched. Stacy Nash also does amazing Halloween stuff, and this one is the Toil and Trouble Pink Heap. Another Not Forgotten Farm one, and this is the Oldwick Burying Ground. Kind of a, can't really see it, but there's like a cemetery and a fence under that tree. I really feel like she would sell so many more charts if like the photography and prints were better. But I'll keep buying. This is Stacy Nash Primitives Mustard Seed Manor Sewing Book. This one just feels like fall and Halloween. A handful of Prairie Schoolers. Who's There? Night Fright. And Knock Knock. These are always fun. Kind of classics. This one I think is harder to find. My dear friend Olivia sent me this one, although I think there's a website you can buy it on, and someone will comment down below, I'm sure, what website this is. But this is With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais, Witch Hazel Sampler. And this is one of those where it's actually fabric around the edges, so all that like scalloping on the edges isn't stitched. Like you're just looking at the other stuff. I like her. I think she's super cute. This is Stacy Nash, The House on Pumpkin Hill Pin Keep. Super cute. Oh, this is a fun one. Plum Street Samplers, Goody Grimwood. Love this house. A little reminiscent of my house. Gosh, I really need to stitch this. It really does like have a lot of similarities. Yeah, that's a good one. We may need to leave that one to the side. Plum Street Samplers, Jack's Sweet Shop, Olga's Tart. I mean, just gotta love a good black cat. I have been buying up when I see them in like antique shops or yard sales and stuff. Not tarts, but the Michelle like started this, and it's the cast iron trivets with the ceramic plates. You can pop that out, put stitching in. Oh, this is a good one. I know I keep saying that. This is a good one. I love this one. This is Plum Street Samplers Blackbird Fractor. That's a good one. Oh, I love that. I need to stitch this. That one's going to the side too. This is Tis Halloween by Blackbird Design. 13 stockings and projects for spooky fun. It's just a lot of those little mini stockings that they do. I won't show a complete flip through. but I'll show a couple. But the thing is, like, the chart's right there with the pictures. Like, I just like the geometric ones a lot. That one's cool. Somebody stitched this one for me. I have it upstairs. Oh, this is a good one. Not Forgotten Farm, When Pigs Fly. This is a better photo. That is so awesome. That witch. Such a good one. To the side. Stacy Nash Primitives. Two Crows, Scalloped Pin Keep. Not Forgotten Farm, Cross-Eyed Cat. And this one is more of a words one. It says, Eye of Newt, Wings of Bat. You can't even read this. Hold on. I bought it because I saw someone else stitching it. And here we go. To read the chart. Eye of Newt, Wing of Bat, 13 Whiskers from a Cross-Eyed Cat. Not Forgotten Farm. Trust me, it's cute. You can't tell. Pineberry Lane, October 31st. I bought this on eBay. I'm not sure what the availability is like on this, but this is Stacy Nash Primitives, Merry Halloween. It's a book of pin keeps by her. And it's got this like awesome like vellum overlay cover. And there's this Dreaming of Halloween pin keep. Eliza Ann. There's in the middle is charts and like sewing templates. Come Mortal Man and Cast an Eye. Come Read Your Doom. Prepare to Die. Pin keep. You know, just some light stuff. It's cute. This one is so goofy, but I love it. I love it every time I see someone has done it. This is the Scarlet House Button-Eyed Cat. I'm a sucker for vintage Halloween. And on the back here, like, is one where the buttons are stitched and not sewn on buttons. Almost to the end. Stacy Nash Primitives Haunted Stitches Needlebook. This is a newer one, 2019. And if you look at the back of it, you can see there's also another chart in there for the back of it, which is also stitched. It's cool. Lizzie Kate Nevermore. I don't know that I've ever stitched a Lizzie Kate, but this one's kind of cute, so I have it. The Scarlet House Crow's Corner. I love the design of this one. It's kind of in quarters. A little tiny Prairie Schooler dropped in here. And then the last one, I don't know if this one is my taste. It may end up getting given away one day. This is Brenda Gervais, Boo to You. And that's it, what's in here. I know you guys are like, Emily, let's see some plants. I have a problem. You guys know I have a problem. I haven't tried to hide it. In fact, I've just been trying to spread my addiction so that maybe you guys have the same problem as me. And I don't feel so alone. So this one I bought at Pike's Nursery. I think in Woodstock, Georgia. They have a really nice Pike's Nursery. And I couldn't believe it when I saw this plant. And I asked the girl that was working there, I was like, is that what I think it is? And she was like, yeah, it is. I got really excited when those came in. So I believe this is a variegated version, which is also unusual of the unusual, but a variegated devil's backbone. And look at the stems and how they grow like crooked, like they zigzag. You can see better when looking at the back there. This is the front of the plant. How pretty is that? So I've never had this before, and I hope that I take care of it and it goes well. I need to water it as I'm touching it. But she told me just to treat it like a peperomia, which I have killed my fair share of peperomias. So I'm gonna water this one before I put it back on the shelf because that dirt is really dry. Get that out of the frame there. I've got it sitting right under the camera. Okay, so there's 3 other plants that I've bought since I saw you guys last time. I know I showed you the giant philodendron micans that I bought when I already had 2 small philodendron micans. So I went to my local Lowe's like not long after I filmed, and I saw another small philodendron micans. And I was like, oh my gosh, and it's so pretty. It's such a pretty one. So I oohed and awed over it and loved on it. And I was like, okay, I'm not getting it. I'm going to leave this for somebody else to find and get super excited about. So, but then I start walking around my local Lowe's, and I don't know who is taking care of their plants now, but they're doing a terrible job. Half of them were dead, and like they obviously just weren't being watered is why they were dead. And like you had plants that shouldn't be drying out, like bone dry. So the micans came home with me because it was too pretty to die. And I hear Jim coming in, so I thought he would be going to the gym longer. So I may pause in a second. So this one, I saved it. But look how pretty it is. And it has actually prettier leaves than the ones I bought at Pike's Nursery. Like that one obviously had a hard time in the shipping. This one just looks perfect. Like, it's just the most beautiful micans. And it lives with me now. It lives over there on the bookshelf near the window. I'm going to pause you and we're going to come right back. Okay. I could hear the garage door opening. And so I was like, oh, that door's really loud. And Jim's going to come in and be like, hey. Or, you know, that's a bad impersonation of my husband. Final plants, and then that'll be it. I got really excited when I saw this one. We went into a Lowe's. It was a Lowe's. Coming back from Blue Ridge, I basically made Jim stop at every big box store down Highway 515 on the way back. And if you're from Georgia, you know what I'm talking about. So we just stopped in at all of those, and he's like, okay, whatever, I'll wait in the car and play on my phone. You go have fun. I went in and saw this, and I'd seen other people, because I watch all these plant YouTubers now. I had seen other people find these, and I was like, one day I'm going to find one of those. It's a variegated Opuntia. It didn't come in this. I bought another plant in this and switched them out because Lowe's is really good about putting dead plants on clearance or dying plants on clearance. So always check their clearance section, because if nothing else, sometimes you get a pot. So the plant that I bought was a Sansevieria and actually wasn't dead. I'm not even sure why it was on clearance. So I put it in a pot that to me is more Sansevieria-esque. And I put, oh, it's got a black spot on it, but I think it's okay. So I put this variegated Opuntia in the skull pot because I think that makes sense. See how it's all swirly and cool? And it's a little, this pot's a little big for it, which is why it's like rattling around. And see, it's got that dark spot on that one, but I think it's just scarred. I think it's okay. I don't think it's like fungus or anything. I think it's fine. I am so excited to have this plant. It's sitting out on my sunroom with a lot of my other cacti, like getting all of that south side of the house sun and just loving life. So I was on a high from getting that and decided that I wanted to go down. And if you're in Georgia, and I like to share these because, you know, I actually don't go to this shop a lot because it's pricier, because it's more of a boutique plant shop. But it's still, they have some reasonably priced things, but it's a shop that you can go to that has rarer plants. In fact, they have two right now that I didn't get when I get this one. And I'm just like, I think I want to go back for those plants. But they had advertised on their Instagram that they had gotten in this big houseplant shipment. And they showed this one plant, which was a variegated burl marks, which I had never seen in person. So I went specifically to see it, see how expensive it was, and decide if I wanted it still when I saw it in person, and if the price point was worth it. The answer to that is no to all of it. The variegated burl marks is very delicate, and it was a $90 plant, which resulted in me saying, I could kill that. I could kill that plant, and then I would be out $90. And that's not, I don't feel good enough about my plant care yet where I'm going to do that. I feel like I would have to get a plant cabinet before I invested in something like a variegated burl marks. Speaking of which, I'm going to put that on my Christmas wish list, but more on that another time. But this plant I did leave with. These have been popping up some at big box stores, but I haven't seen one. But I knew when I saw this in person, it was so beautiful. It was going to take me down an upright philodendron rabbit trail. This is a philodendron. Now, for those of you who aren't plant people, this is also a philodendron, but this is a heartleaf trailing philodendron. And it's a Micans is the species. This is an upright philodendron, which grows very differently. And you can see this isn't the best pot for this because the nursery pot won't go all the way down in there. But for now, this is where it is. It grows more upright and will, I forget the technical word, but it will attach and grow to things with these aerial roots. This one's dried up, but see these aerial roots that are growing off. And this one is a philodendron silver sword. Look at those leaves. Look at that luster. When I saw this one in person, I knew it had to go home with me. There was no waiting until I saw this one cheaper at a big box store. And this one actually was not a bad price at all. I'm trying to remember what I gave for it. It's on the pot. Does it say? $30. That's not terrible for as big and healthy as this plant is. There are actually multiple plants in here, like 5 or 6. It's so full. But this did, just like I thought it would, take me down an upright philodendron rabbit trail. So I was like, well, what are the other upright philodendrons? Since this one is so beautiful in person, I don't really have any of those. What else is out there? I ordered off of Etsy 4 starter plants. And a starter plant, we'll see how I do with them. I might kill them. I tend to do better with more established plants. But I will just try to take really good care of them and baby them and pay close attention to them. But the starter plants come in like little 2-inch like sizes. And then they grow bigger. And they're cheaper because they're little tiny babies. So I bought 4 different upright philodendrons starter plants for really not that much money at all. Not much more than I paid for that one plant. So yeah, all of them are ones that you don't necessarily find out at big box stores. I didn't want to get any that I would, or if you do, they're way more. So I'm excited. I'll show those my next video if they come in. Yeah, I guess that's it now that I've talked for an hour. So if you want to win, don't say anything about a giveaway or winning. Put Violet in a comment. You'll also get not just those 2 thread keeps, but you'll also get the Witch's Garden sampler from Not Forgotten Farm chart. Go to Zinff and check out the glasses. Use code EmilyC and get a discount. Yeah, that's it, guys. Happy Dark October. If you're one of the people that signed up to hang out with us for our Dark October seance, I'll see you on October 28th. I'll probably be stitching from right here. We'll see. I might move to my stitching room upstairs so Jim can have the big TV. And yeah. See you guys next time.
Get some from
Jim, say cheese. Must have rained while we went to town and got some pizza. By the way, town's about 30 minutes away. I lied. I'm back. I got a gift from one of my viewers, and I got it before the last video, and I completely forgot to show it. Well, I didn't completely forget to show it, but my plan was to put a plant in here before I showed it, but I still haven't found, or decided rather, on the plant that I want to put in here. So one of my viewers sent me this, and it comes with a little ghost that you can sit next to it. So it's a ceramic planter with a little drainage hole in the bottom. And I will look up where she bought this from, because I've got it on displayed on my shelf over there next to my Micans. And I'll look up where she got it from, but I don't think that she had more, so there's that. But yeah, how cute is this? It does have a drainage hole, but I'm not sure what will do well in here as part of the problem. I'm thinking about putting a couple of small succulents here in the top because it's also a very small hole. I was thinking like, if you're a plant person, like watch chain, or there is a peperomia that sometimes you find in big box stores, very little, and it's called a peperomia gravens. So it has the name grave in it, and if I can stumble upon a couple of those, I've seen them before, if I can stumble upon them again, I'll put a couple of those in here. And they look like, I'll put a photo on the screen here. And I'll also put the watch chain. I don't know, I think they would both look cool in here. The Gravens, mainly just because of the name, and it kind of has a really dark vibe to it. I don't know, we'll see. But I haven't forgotten about this. I've been meaning to show it. I just really want to find the right plant for it. And it has to be something small that isn't going to get huge really fast. So anyway, this time I'm really gone.